On cold, dreich or dark nights, this humble-looking community centre becomes something of a teleporter, where people of all ages get together to share journeys into different worlds. Worlds with dungeons and dragons, mythical warriors, cards and dice to rule decisions, and brightly coloured superheroes roaming the streets.
It's really good to just see people coming in, I mean even locally, but it extends through Dumfries and Galloway. We've had people coming in. And just, you see them interacting over the different games, whether it be Warhammer or Dungeons and Dragons or even just casual board games, and just connecting and talking about the things that they're really passionate about and making them long-lasting friendships.
They suffer that same thing that all cavalry does, which is they can't move through the ruins, so they just get shot.
Each game has its own rules and methods of playing, but in an increasingly digital world, the attraction for many here is that the games are played in person.
I ended up getting into this back in 2023 because I was interested in looking for a hobby that wasn't as online, because I played a lot of video games, and I wanted to socialise a little bit more, and I ended up starting Warhammer. I collected some stuff and painted it, but I got in my first game in December of that year, and since then it's kind of just spiraled and I've just kept going with it. People enjoy video games because of what they can bring you in terms of escapism. But I think these games bring you back to reality a little bit weirdly, because you're getting some experience with people across the table and getting to socialise and just get out more.
And there are lots taking the opportunity to do that at this new weekly club called the Guild of Gaming. It's attracting up to 50 people at each session, and a recent open day drew over 300.
It is really good fun. It's like a real boy.
It was set up by Danny, who was inspired by using the games in his job as a teacher with youngsters who have additional support needs.
I have, used board games, Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, tabletop gaming to build relationships with those young people, to help them with their health and well-being, build social skills, help build resilience within the classroom. And with those gaming experiences, I saw what profound effect it had on those young people. And I thought, this is something that I could do within the wider community. I already had sort of friends and acquaintances that did all this sort of stuff. And it's only been recently that I've been able to bring all those people together to be really able to help me lift it off the ground, which has been fantastic.
Plastic grass.
Some lottery funding allowed Danny's team to buy game setups. There's a 3D printer to make figures, which lots of members choose to paint and customise before playing with them. But regardless of which game or activity they're doing, Danny is glad to see people getting together and potentially finding a hobby that can be lifelong.
The board games that we play can be very collaborative, so it can be the group of players against the game. So games like Pandemic, Zombicide, stuff like that are all really collaborative. But just like Warhammer, massive worldwide communities. There's tournaments all over the country, all over the world, that when you go to these tournaments, you meet people from different places, different lines of work, and you can network and make friends from sort of all over the country, which is really powerful.
Whilst in the past these games have often been male-dominated, there's a massive surge in girls and women playing them across the world too. Student Megan is one of those who's become hooked on the atmosphere here.
It can get extremely vibrant and just so enthusiastic. It means it can get loud, but sometimes it just drowns out when you get involved into something. There's cooperative games, you get to build your trust with new people, and then there's the other side where you get to stab people in the back effectively. But it's all fun and games, and you'll laugh about it at the end, and it's all been really fun to learn about.
What do games like this then bring to young people's lives, do you think?
As far as like curriculum, when you're doing tabletop gaming like this, the measuring that's involved, using the tape measurer, probability of rolling the dice, mathematics, the times tables, the adding, the subtracting, all of it comes into play. And then all of these models have a massive universe of lore that's around them. So there's rule books, there's stories, there's novels that have been written. So when you look at it, there's maths, there's health and well-being, there's social skills, there's English. There's so many different benefits for young people. So it's brilliant.
Thanks to their initial funding, the club can run for free for their first year. And Danny says he and the others involved are just delighted to be able to share their passion for gaming across the generations.
We've come out of COVID. People have found themselves in a state of like social isolation in some cases. We've went through a period where people have really closed in and become quite insular, and they're looking for ways to now reach out and find a community that they can be part of.
Band 6. So now you're moving.
And I think that's where we kind of tapped into. We found a lot of people, but when they've come week in, week out, they're saying, you know, this is the only social interaction I get. You know, Thursday nights, I look so forward to them because I get to see all my friends, I get to take part in stuff. This is something that's a bit different, a bit special, which is, it's amazing to hear. It's exactly what we wanted to do.
Next.